Boom!
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of our campaign of Masked Nyarlathotep. I'm your host, Jack. As always, I'm here today with Matt, Graydon, and Peter. A little bit of a smaller cast today, but that's all right. We're just in transition period anyway, so it's all good. How you guys doing today?
I'm doing good.
Not too shabby.
Pretty
Excellent.
good, all things considered.
I'm happy to hear it. Well, first and foremost, gentlemen, we have some housekeeping to take care of. In that you have a dead companion, and so we don't know who Peter will be playing today. It's a new surprise for everyone involved. And by everyone, I mean you two, because you're now the only two surviving cast members from the original party, and
That's crazy.
that is very crazy.
Yeah,
isn't it?
it's hard to think about.
Mhm. In addition, Matt, you stepped out a little bit early last time, so you all got an investigator development phase at the end of last session. Oh shoot, did I forget to write down how many sanity points you guys got back after you left Egypt?
I definitely did the development phase, and I'm pretty sure we actually counted our sanity back up as well. Because I'm at 37.
You were here for that?
Yeah. I don't
Okay.
know if I left early last
I
time.
think Evan left
like,
early.
right when we finished.
Yeah, it was Evan.
Oh, Evan left early. Okay, gotcha. For some reason, I thought it was Matt. In that case, there's nothing else to do. We are arriving in Kenya on March 6th, 1925. This is session
33.
32 or 33? 33. Session 33. So where we left off last time, you guys had just bedded down for the night at the Semiramis Hotel on the banks of the Nile. You were taking turns keeping watch as your rooms had been broken into earlier in the day, and much of your belongings absconded with, including the mask, which you were also fond of. In the night, Harrison heard a distant screech and looked out the window to see a leathery black serpentine creature descending upon your hotel. Upon reaching the hotel, it viciously began attacking the building and the occupants within. After some bad sanity rolls, your companion Ruth jumped out the window, began fighting the creature, and was summarily executed by this giant worm thing. Following that, Rebecca Schoenberg showed up in a truck, saved you all, and drove you to safety, but not after you all spectacularly failed at fighting the creature as it was following you.
What we did is
In
we
the
ended
end-
up terrorizing the town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With
And what ended up
Molotovs and
happening
dynamite.
was Dr. Kafour cast a spell of some sort and managed to blind the creature long enough for you all to escape. The following day, you booked passage on a ship to Kenya, to the port city of Mombasa, and that is where we pick up right now. So, it is early in the day. You guys made very good time when I determined the date randomly. I think it only took 4 days for you guys to travel down the Suez Canal to Mombasa, so it is March 6th, 1925. Harrison and Clyde, as you disembark the ship on the sort of somewhat tropical streets of this very beautiful port city in Kenya, you you are with your companions, who are of course not here. You see a man shouting at some of the nearby passing ships quite loudly. He seems quite aggravated at what's going on. Peter, if you'd like to introduce your character to the party.
My name is Bennett E. Hanover. So that's all I'll tell you about him. He's a big burly guy. He's like kind of mid-age sort of thing. He's not the smartest tool in the shed, but he gets by. So
Okay.
yeah, he's shouting at
Excited.
ships. He's like, "God damn you Americans! I can't believe you would leave me behind once again.
What
there, fella.
ethnicity is he?
Huh? No, he's actually American. He's yelling at the fellow Americans.
Oh, okay.
Well, let me tell you there, Mr. Guy who shouts at ships, where Buddy Clyde and I come from, my fellow Americans usually is, a somewhat positive phrase. It's usually what our president says to us when we're about to hear some news, probably bad. But it seems like in this situation you have some resentment towards your fellow Americans. Is that right?
I didn't see you there. Good day, gentlemen. The name's Ben. Bennett E. Hanover. Pleased to make your acquaintance. What are you doing here in Kenya?
Came for
Clyde, can I see you for a sec, Clyde? Can I borrow you over here?
I'll be right over here if you need anything at all. Anything
You
at
stay
all.
right there. We're not going to talk about you. We're just going to talk about ourselves and then relay some stuff back to you. Okay, you stay right there, Benny. Clyde, do you want to tell this guy like what we're doing? I mean,
you just walked up to him and started talking.
well, he just seemed like an interesting fella. I mean, do you think he's got the brains to even comprehend what we got going on here?
It seems like it must be. Are we recruiting? Is that what we're doing?
Dude, we're one member down. Honestly, it just doesn't feel right when it's not 6 of us in a party hunting baddies, and we're a little bit weak right now. Morally, we're weak. The morale is low, and Richard's got a scimitar wound in his shoulder that struggled to heal, and Pip's one step closer to the edge, and he's about to break. So this guy's huge. Look at this guy. He's ripped. We gotta add him to the team, Clyde.
I mean, yeah.
Bennett, Benny, Mr. Hanover.
Yes, gentlemen. What can I do for you?
Reaches out a hand to shake. You might have heard of me. My name is Mr. Harrison Dodge, and I'm a world-trotting adventurer documenting all of my adventures on the pages of my books that sell out in all the stores. And, Benny, you're an interesting fellow, and, there's a lot to be said about men that shout at ships. And so I think I'm willing to dedicate a page of my book to you, Bennett. How does that make you feel?
Well, Mr. Dodge, I can't say I have too much experience with the books there, but I'm pretty well traveled myself. I've most all my life I've worked on ships, moving boxes and whatnot. So I am quite well seasoned, much like yourself. Perhaps we could get on well. I know the city quite well. I anything you guys want to do, I can take you there. Whatever you guys need, I'd be more than happy to help.
Well, Bennett, let me just say you remind me of an old friend, and I think it's safe to say we're in need of new ones. And so, Bennett, I think I might be able to put more than just one page in my book towards you. If you'll join us on our quest.
Excellent.
I mean, we'll just like we need a guide around town, sure. But like, what's your story, buddy? Clyde, by the way.
Clyde, nice to meet you. Bennett E. Hanover. As I said, I work on ships mostly, and after an excursion here in Kenya, the company I work for was here delivering things, and unluckily, I was left behind. I did not make it on time to the ship.
What?
Why, you ask? A night of drinking. I'm sure you guys can appreciate that. But my story is of no real concern. As I said, I am a well-traveled person, and I'm sure I can help you out however possible for a small fee.
What was that last bit? What did you say?
Well, as I was just left here in Kenya, it was a surprise to me, you may say. So I want to help you guys out, and maybe a little help my way, but that's not something we need to worry about right now. Right now, I want to know what you guys need. Let me help however I can.
Well,
so exciting.
We're Clyde, you seem American. Harrison, Clyde, you're American, so you'd be willing to help out a fellow American, correct?
I mean, yeah, for a price.
All I ask is for enough money to eat. It is a simple It's human necessity.
Oh,
Well-
come on there, Clyde. You know we gotta give some of that Southern American
God
hospitality
Damn it,
to our friend Clayton here. Oh, what was your name, sweetheart?
Ben,
Oh.
madame, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. It's
On,
quite the
on
group
that,
you have.
on that note, on that note, is Bennett Bennett or just one N, or how
Two
did you
N's,
spell
two
it?
T's.
Bennett. Gotcha.
This is where I realized that I never erased Ruth's name in my player list, and now I have to do that and feel a little bad about it.
Mm.
So, tell me, gentlemen, where are you off to? What is your business in Kenya?
Well, we'll just maybe keep our business to ourselves right now, but we need a hotel.
Very well, very well. I'm sure there are a few hotels. Are you looking for something on the higher end, the lower end?
Yeah, we tried the higher end last time, and it didn't go super great for us. So maybe just something middle of the road.
Yeah, well, you know what they always say, Bennett. The really nice and expensive hotels are the ones where giant serpent dragons come at you out of nowhere and try to kill you. You know what I'm saying?
I can't say I'm familiar with that saying. It must be a local thing.
Oh,
But
you-
it sounds
you
very
can't relate? You
interesting. Very
don't.
interesting.
You don't relate to those situations, Bennett. Give it some time. Give it some time.
Whatever you say,
You're
Mister.
coming on a little strong there, Harrison.
Yeah, sorry,
It's of no bother. Please. Now, let's go find a hotel, shall we?
Yeah, sure.
And if you agree to be maybe our local guide for a bit, we play it out, see how it goes. We'll pay for your room.
Oh,
And all that.
that would be more than enough. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Clyde.
Yeah, all right.
All right, I'm gonna excitedly lead them into the city.
Okay, sounds good. You're trying. Do you actually know where some hotels are?
Probably not. No, I would assume I don't.
No. Okay. I'll I'll get a navigate roll for you then, Bennett.
Oh no, that's a fail. That's a fail.
Fail. All right. So, Clyde, you specifically asked for a sort of under the radar, not as swanky hotel as you stayed in last time. Bennett leads you to an establishment called the Castle Hotel, which is a beautiful, beautiful looking hotel. It's clean. It has a white exterior. You walk in and there's beautiful polished floorboards and a grand staircase in the entrance. This looks like a fairly expensive hotel.
Hey, Benny, this don't look. I'm not super well versed and cultured and well traveled, but seems pretty nice for where we are in the world.
Benny, answer me one question. Does it have any basement rooms?
Well, I can't say I've stayed here myself, but this seems like quite a nice establishment. I thought that well-traveled gentlemen such as yourselves would enjoy a place such as this. No, if not, we could find somewhere else, of course.
Coming from, big fella, you want to grease up the wheels a little bit, get yourself situated in a nice old hotel, maybe get yourself a night or two there. The moment we said you can stay the night in our hotel, it's almost like the instructions of let's get one that's not super expensive and swanky went right out the window, pal? That's not very altruistic of you, Bennett. That is a trait that I look for out of good companions.
Mr. Dodge, this is all a big misunderstanding. I assure you. If you don't like the place, we can go. We can go. It's as easy as that.
Oh, Benny, if your little excitable stutter that you do isn't the most adorable thing I'd ever seen, I'd say we'd have a falling out to have. But you take us to your Plan B hotel, and maybe if it's a little bit, under the radar, looks like it leaks things out of the windows, that's fine too. Honestly, I've had my fill of nice hotels. I'll tell you that.
Leaks things out of the windows. Got it.
And,
Yeah.
Okay. I assume Richard and Pip are going to stay here.
They're not here, so they don't get a say where you guys stay. All right. Are you gonna look for an absolute like shithole hotel,
Yeah.
Bennett?
Yeah, I'm gonna look for the
All right,
lowest I can.
Give me another navigate roll.
Hey, that one's a success.
That one's a success. So you go north from the Castle Hotel a few blocks. You pass by another hotel called the Manor Hotel, which looks not quite as nice as the Castle Hotel. It doesn't look terrible by any standards, but with a failure, I will also say you can maybe take a look at the Manor Hotel, see if it's what your employers are after, or you can just automatically succeed in finding the dirtiest shithole hotel in the city if you want to.
No, I want to go to the dirtiest. I'm gonna take that
All right,
things leaking from windows comment to heart.
Okay.
Okay. You wander into the heart of Mombasa's old town, and you find the dirtiest, shittiest hotel that you can find. There are like things leaking out of windows would apply if like the windows still existed. You're lucky to have a hole in the wall.
Mr. Dodge, is this more to your liking?
Yeah, is this better, Harrison?
Bennett, I can see that you have quite the sense of humor. And so let me just first start out by saying I'm sorry for suggesting that you should bring us to a hotel like this shoddy, barely even capable excuse of a hotel is. Bennett, you know what I like about you is it seems like you're almost too good at your job. So let's try this one more time, Bennett. You've got absolute beautiful mansion. 18 nymphs tuck you into bed every night and feed you olives and curl your hair. Or you've got this place before us where, if some mythical fish-mouthed creature doesn't suck my guts out in the middle of the night, I'll probably die from asbestos poisoning. So I think what you can do now is just go right down Main Street, figuratively, Bennett, figuratively. I don't want to stay in a hotel on Main Street unless it fits the other category that I'm giving you perfectly. And this is the category, Bennett. Just give us something that's like hard to notice. It's just right. It's just the perfect balance of these two options, okay? You've given us each scale. Now do the thing that holds up the scales in the middle. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I can't say I know what a nymph or space dose is, but I just want to apologize. I thought I was off the mark on the first hotel, but I'm very clearly more off the mark. I think I have a better understanding of what you want, and I want nothing more than to make the group happy.
You're a good man. You got a good head on your shoulders, buddy. Keep up the good work.
Thanks, Dad.
All
right. I guess.
Okay, I'm not your dad, but okay.
To Manor Hotel, then.
All right, so you go back the way you came, and you go to Manor Hotel. Manor Hotel is pretty nice. It's got like a big, expansive veranda and some gardens, but it's not by any means as bougie, as the kids say, as the Castle Hotel.
Is this more to your liking? I think I know what you're looking for now.
Clyde,
Yeah.
Stamp of approval.
Yeah. This will do.
All right.
May
Clyde
I
says yes.
May I ask
go
a
with
question?
Clyde.
Go for it.
You are allowed.
Who is in charge here? Who's the boss?
That would be me.
I see. I shouldn't have even guessed, Mr. Dodge. You're a very commanding figure.
Yes, thank you. I mean, I might not be a big, huge fella like you. Love the skulls, by the way, Benny. But sometimes all it takes is, the gift of the gab. The pen is mightier than the sword, as they say, though I have been known to wield a good sword as well. I'm basically everything that you're looking for out of a courageous and noble leader. And one thing you should know more than anything, Bennett, is that I never lie.
That's very good to hear. Now, I'm sure you all are quite tired. Should we go in for book some rooms and get a meal, perhaps?
Yeah, I think so.
I like this guy's just trying to get a free meal in a room.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right. So, lodging at a good hotel per night is not $30 like your previous hotel. Lodging at a good hotel is $9 per night.
That's so much more reasonable.
Wow,
All
why
right.
don't we do this more often?
Because fucking Richard is a bougie bastard. How many rooms should we get?
3 rooms is the minimum, but you don't have 2 women now, so you would have to put somebody in a room with Peyton, which would be kind of scandalous in the 1920s to put an unmarried couple in a room together.
Pip in there. He'll like a good sleepover. Peyton will have tons of fun.
You can do that. That is a lot more sensible than putting Peyton with an unwed bachelor.
That's right. And we got a party full of those. Richard, what do you say? Bunkmates for the night? Well, Harrison, I have to say, I would rather sleep in a bed with my good son Pip, but I will consent to sleeping in a room with you on this occasion.
Perfect.
Clyde, pretty soon I'm going to take your role too. Someone's going to ask you a question. I'll be like, well, let me tell you right here, guys. Here's what Clyde has to say about it.
Yeah, is that your New York accent?
I need some work.
Mine's not great, but that one is,
that one looks like you don't know how to look at a map.
I guess that leaves me in Bennett.
I guess it does. All right, you guys go in and you book yourselves some rooms at the Manor Hotel. And now the day is yours to do with it as you see fit.
So you say you were stuck here because you were drinking, eh, Bennett?
I missed the boat, indeed, Mr. Clyde.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go find a bar. I could use a drink.
Very good, very good. I'm familiar with where a bar is.
Yeah, I'll slink out of the hotel with these 2 boys as not to alert Pip that we're leaving. Pip needs a good little rest.
You just turn on the TV and leave.
The TV.
I'd say that the hotel probably has a bar. I assume most hotels do.
Nice.
It's pretty common. I mean, could go find a bar if you wanted to. I'm easy either way.
Hotel bar works. I don't care.
All right. I'm just gonna go freshen my drink real quick, and I'll be back.
Do it. So, what was the inspiration with Bennett?
I don't think I can tell you the initials inspiration yet.
Yet, okay.
Yeah, I don't think I can tell you yet.
Yeah, dude, this movie's only in its first act. Okay, the Bennett saga's barely begun. Great.
You don't know much about Bennett. You gotta get to know him a little bit.
Yeah.
I know he's a fucking terrible liar.
Bennett's just trying to get his feet on the ground again.
He's trying to survive, yeah.
Yeah.
Good
thing Bennett's not charging us for each individual hotel he shows us.
Oh, that would have been a good idea. No, that's not. Bennett's just looking to get back to America. That's his goal number 1.
Well, little does he know he's about to fall in with the wrong crowd.
You guys seem like good people. What's the worst that could
Thanks.
happen?
You might wish you hadn't asked that, Bennett.
So, gentlemen, I know. Sorry, may I ask, what line of business are you in?
uh, you could say archaeology.
Ah, I cannot say I'm very well versed with it, but that seems quite interesting.
You could say that we're very interested in true crime.
Is there a fake crime?
Uh, well, crimes that are fictional, that don't happen in real life, that would be a fake crime relative to a true crime. That's a crime that's
Uh,
happening.
oh, I forgot you were the bookman. Yes, you like stories. Ah, that makes
That's
more
right. That's
sense.
me. I'm the bookman. And the bookman, and although I've, gone for a little soiree in the realm of fiction and written numerous novels starring our great character Mark Hamill and his adventures with the Yeti, in this time I'm actually trying to take a bit more of a realistic approach. And so, if you've read any of my recent books or any of my books at all, or if you know how to read, Bennett, you might see that Harrison Dodge is taking the protagonist role in some of his newer books, and the stuff that happens is real. You won't believe what we've seen down there.
You're a real funny guy, Mister Dodge. You're a real funny guy.
Yeah, we'll see how funny I really am, Bennett. We will.
So do you guys gentlemen want a drink?
Clyde's on his
Absolutely.
second drink already.
Clyde's got one in each hand. Like, what do you mean?
I'll have one of those. What he's drinking.
Yeah, same here. Get around for the whole table.
Just a whiskey, just a straight whiskey.
Easy enough to do.
Yeah.
All right.
So, what? You're doing archaeology in Kenya, I take it.
Yeah. I mean, that's where we are. That's we're gonna look around. You ever hear the Carlisle Expedition?
I can't say I have. Is that no? I can look into it certainly.
I mean, yeah. If you got some contacts here, it's generally a good place to be.
I have. Yes, yeah. I will look into it. Yes, Mr. Clyde. Yes.
So we're essentially following the footsteps of the Carlisle expedition, trying to get an idea of where they went and what they did, and we know that they set foot here, and there's some steps of theirs that we're not hoping to retrace, but we're just looking for answers, and sometimes searching the truth can lead to some dire consequences. Leads to action.
Not really sure what that means, but I'll drink to that.
Yeah, you will. Cheers. Look over at Clyde. Here's to Ruth.
Yeah, she was a good friend.
Oh, I see. It sounds like something unfortunate happened.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah, we lost a friend recently. Tragic accident.
That's very sad to hear.
I think you would have liked her.
Like common.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Bennett, I won't lie. In the nights that I've slept knowing that she's gone, I think she was the love of my life, and I let her go, and I'll never get to hear her look in my eyes and say those words, Harrison, I love you, Harrison, I want to be with you forever, Harrison, put that mysterious ring on my finger. She'll never say those words again.
You'll never hear her look into your eyes.
That's right.
Well, Mr. Dodge, it sounds like she was more than a friend. I am so sincerely sorry for your loss.
He's talking out his ass. It was more than he wanted to be.
Oh, Bennett, let me tell you, the only person who grieves more on earth thinking of his beloved Ruth is Ruth herself at the gates of heaven, missing her loved one, Harrison Dodge. Life can be so cruel.
Fucking tarnishing her memory, my God.
It's like, yeah. Right.
She's been dead for 4 days, and she's just been slandered.
I'm sorry.
Ugh.
I'm sorry, Clyde. I'm sorry. I know I'm being outlandish. I know I'm being disrespectful. It's just so hard to process when someone who we started this journey with leaves us behind.
Well, gentlemen, I want to get to work right away. I'm gonna go out and ask for any information on the Carlisle Expedition. However, it may require some greasing of palms, potentially. Is there any way I can have just a small amount of money in case there should be any problems? If
You know,
not, that
Bennett,
is completely fine.
I respect your question, but after some consideration, I think that you should grease your palms, go to the bathroom, and whack one off, because that's the only way you're going to get any enjoyment out of any of this if you keep asking me
nonsense, Harrison.
for money.
Richard, here's $50, Barry.
You know, Bennett, okay, Bennett, here's what we'll do for you, Bennett, okay? What you don't realize is that on the adventures that we go on, sometimes we end up with our pockets lined with gold bars and other similar delicacies. Just the other day, I took a royal crown. It was just laying there for the taking, and I just took it and made it mine. Sure, I had my friend summoned a vampire alien being from another dimension to incinerate it, but that's somewhat of a different situation.
That's enough.
The bartender is sitting there, like, polishing a glass, kind of looking at you now.
That's a real fancy story, Mr. Dodge. Is that a book?
He's a writer, it's all part of his books and his pictures.
Sorry, these two, they're my literary colleagues, Mr. Bartender, and I like to bounce ideas for my new fantastical, completely fiction stories. Forgive me, sir. I hope I didn't puzzle you or confuse you. What I'm trying to say, Bennett, is that you may find that your adventures with us will not necessarily pay you an hourly wage, but earn you experience, adventure, and potentially a lot of treasure. And will pay your way, your food, your lodging, anything you want. But if you think I'm here to employ you, you've got it kind of right, but not really. Right? Like, if you want to be in servitude to me for the entire time that we're doing this, that's cool, but like I'd rather it be like we're in a team together,
Mr. Dodge, I've never considered myself a servant of any sort, but I simply want to assist wherever possible. I understand what you're saying. No, I will go out and inquire about the Carlisle Expedition. I will be back when I can.
Richard seriously did give you $50. So
oh, fuck yeah, okay.
Shit, actually, yeah, he probably has enough in his spending level that he could just give you $50 and not have to subtract it from any of his assets.
Yeah, that sounds right. Bennett, I think you'll find that if the people out there in those streets hear you gabbing about the Carlisle Expedition, to anyone who will hear you, it might draw what we like to call undue attention. So why don't you show us the way to Clyde? What was the first thing we wanted to do in Kenya when we got here?
I have no idea what we're doing.
Just so we're all clear, Richard did actually give you $50.
Nice.
Okay.
That's his daily spending level that he can just spend and not lose any money.
A lot.
Bennett, I want to make it clear that Richard, I've actually never seen a man throw his money around so gleefully. He did it for that golden smile on your face, and I think we can all agree that it was worth it. So don't start getting any ideas. He's only got $50 to spend before he has to start liquidizing his assets back on the homestead. Don't look too far into it, okay?
Bennett now considers Richard the leader of the group.
You
don't know this, Harrison. This is a internal Bennett thing.
Okay, sorry. Fair enough.
Harrison, let's let him go out and do his thing, and maybe try to be a little subtle about it. But in the meantime,
how can he be subtle? You want him to tap strangers on the shoulder and ask about the Carlisle Expedition?
He knows people. He's been in town. He has contacts, is what he said. I'm saying give him a chance to do his job.
Fine. I'm sorry, Clyde. You're right. Bennett, do your thing. Just be cautious. And we'll meet you back at the hotel in 2 hours and 38 minutes.
It sounds good, Mr. Dodge. I'm gonna bound away.
After he bounds away, I want to drag Harrison to a booth and kind of like lean over and give him a little slap on the cheek. Like, you got a big mouth, you know that?
But dude, not bigger than him. He's gonna go walk the streets and tell everyone about the Carlisle Expedition. We got
That's him. He has no affiliation with us. Right? If he gets stabbed in the back by some crazy fucking cultist, then that's not our problem. But you fucking come in here and you start talking about vampires from the sky and shit. You don't know who's listening.
I mean, I think you're right, but like maybe what you should like consider, Clyde, is that like when I talk about shit that would absolutely not be believed to be real, you wouldn't believe what we've seen down there. It takes people's attention away, right? People are like, "Oh, this guy's talking about vampires from the sky. Surely he can't be talking about anything real that's happened in real life." And so they just turn their brains off. They just stop listening, dude. It's a scientific.
Maybe for the average man, but you mean even then still you caught the bartender's attention, and anybody who knows what we're doing and what we've been through and who is potentially hunting us down knows all that is real, and then that's just a ping, that's just something's like, oh, they're over that way.
You're right, Clyde. I'm sorry. I will get my head in the game. I have to be a good mentor to Bennett. I have to do what's right by our people. It's just you and me, pal. All these other guys, they weren't there down there with you and me in that
No,
pyramid,
they would
okay?
never believe what we saw down there.
Yeah. They just won't. I mean, even if I wrote it in a book and spelt it out to them very literally, they wouldn't believe it.
Hey, speaking of books, you ever hear that? When was Of Mice and Men published?
Let's find out. It was published 1937.
So not quite.
Yeah, you're 12 years off.
No. I was gonna make a reference to Harrison kind of being the whatever fucking the little guy's name is, and Bennett being Lenny.
See.
Absolutely nothing about that story.
I was trying to figure out what some other like famous books are published around this time. The Great Gatsby is going to be published in a month.
Oh, nice.
Let's go. Oh my god, dude, did you hear that was his last name Fitzgerald who wrote it?
Yeah, F. Scott Fitzgerald.
Let's go, Matthew. Let's go. Sorry. I heard one of my esteemed colleagues, F. Scott Fitzgerald, is on the verge of a breakthrough. Hey, when you have the type of status in the writing community that I do, you make lots of good friends. Once Leonardo DiCaprio is done starring in The Great Gatsby, he's gonna play Mark Hamill in the Requiem of the Yeti.
The Requiem of the Yeti.
That's right.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
all right.
While this conversation's going on, Bennett, what are you doing?
I'm gonna go find some of the homeless people I know.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. You've been slumming it on the streets for the past month or so. So you find some of the bums that you've met in your time.
So yeah, I want to kind of just start generally inquiring about the Carlisle Expedition or any archaeology centers or some stuff of that nature.
Absolutely. Nobody really knows much about any archaeological stuff that's going on at the moment. But amongst some of the people you talk to, you do find out that there was something called the Carlisle Expedition about 6 years ago, where a bunch of Americans were killed in the wilds in the interior of Africa after they arrived here in Kenya. They passed through Mombasa in the city that you're in right now, but they went to Nairobi, sort of one of the main cities further into the interior of Kenya.
Okay. I'm gonna hide that $50 in my shoe, by the way.
Okay, sounds good. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Um,
I think that's
yeah,
good enough. I'll head back to the hotel.
sounds good. All right.
Are you guys still at the bar? What were you guys doing?
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have left. But
Uh,
I'm probably like 4 or 5 in
Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah, so an hour and a half-ish later, you guys see Bennett come back into the bar.
Gentlemen, I'm back, and I have learned a few things about the Carlisle. I took a little convincing, but it's a grim matter you guys are looking into. It seems.
Yeah, I mean, it ain't too peachy, but it's the job.
Uh, well, if you wish to learn more, we should best head off to Nairobi.
Where's that?
It's a city nearby.
You did find out, Bennett, that the only real way to get to Nairobi is to take a train from here in Mombasa. It's about a 15 to 18-hour train ride to Nairobi.
All right,
Jesus
I'll convey
Christ.
that.
We might as well just get a hotel over there then, I guess, eh?
I'm not familiar with the city, but I am sure that we'll be able to find a hotel there.
Did we already pay for the rooms here?
No, not necessarily.
I think it would be beneficial if we didn't, and we just had another 18 hours on the train.
Bennett, I am excited to inform you that you passed your first and second trials with great success. Your first trial was finding us the appropriate hotel, which we are actually not staying in, but you did a great job, and you went around and collected information. Buddy, you've got what it takes to be an investigator, my friend. Welcome to the team.
Thank you, Mr. Dodge. I do appreciate it.
And I would appreciate it if you could help us get set up with some train tickets so we can buzz on over to Nairobi and start uncovering some secrets. What say you, pal?
Of course, I'd be more than happy to do this. Of course, I will need some cash to pay for the train tickets.
Yes. So I'm very excited to announce to you, Bennett, that of all of your panhandling that you've attempted to do on us so far, your travel is covered, my friend. We got a little thing called the Elias Bond, or sorry, the Jesse Hughes Fund. Sorry, the Elias Bond was my name, and when I write it in the book, that's what it's going to be called. But everyone else wants to call it the Jesse Hughes Fund. Don't really know why. But anyways, your shit's covered, buddy. Let's get those train tickets, and then you just give us that receipt, and our buddy back in New York will take care of the rest.
It's as easy as that.
It really does feel that way. Yes.
Yeah, we got an account that honestly, at this point, just me and you can access, Harrison.
Yeah, we should probably start signing some documents to adjust that a little bit.
I mean, we could, or we could just leave it for now and
make it everyone else's problem when you and I are both dead, potentially.
well, I was thinking that, and or we survived this, maybe we put a little bit extra cash in our pockets.
Yeah, I'm starting to understand where you're coming from a little bit, Clyde, and I agree with you wholeheartedly. Let's you and me sign a pact that when one of us dies, whoever's left makes it so that potentially other people can access it, but maybe we won't need it. Maybe we could just I would really like a new apartment because some guy punched a hole in my last one, so.
Well, I'm glad to hear we have this fund. I unfortunately have no cash on me to give. I cannot gain a receipt.
Does Bennett kind of stink a little bit?
Does he stink?
Yeah, like if he's been slumming it for a couple of weeks, just.
Oh yeah. I would say definitely. Yeah, he's kind of a dirty guy. He's got disheveled clothes. I don't know if Bennett has like facial hair or like what he's sporting up top, but I imagine those would be kind of shaggy as well, potentially.
Yeah.
Bennett, now that I think about it, I thought that maybe you're a little bit scraggly because of your time on the seas, but I now realize that the streets of this place have not been too kind to you. So what I say we do is let's get ourselves some train tickets. Yours will be paid for. I will take care of that, and then I think what we'll do, buddy, we'll hit the markets. We'll get you nice and cleaned up. Okay? How's that sound?
Mr. Dodge, you're too kind. You're too kind indeed.
That's right. That's right. You remember who did this for you, okay? You just remember that. And let's go. Let's be on our way.
So, Mombasa to Nairobi by rail is roughly 500 kilometers. So you're looking at about $6 per train ticket.
All right, Bennett. Well, I don't think these train tickets will be cheap, but just remember who took care of you, okay? Just remember who hooked you up.
Of course, Mr. Dodge. I'm eternally grateful.
I'm sure of it. I'll get us some tickets.
It'll be $36 for the whole party.
I think Richard should dip into his assets.
I can use his spending money, but I can't dip into his assets when he's not here.
Son of a bitch. All right, $36.
Right. Well, should I subtract that from the Jesse Hughes fund?
Sure.
You already know, Keeper. You already know.
All right, will do. Listen, I did the math. You guys still have $45,000 in the Jesse Hughes fund. You're not strapped for cash.
No, we're doing okay.
It's good to be funded.
Yes. So in the middle of the day, you guys get 6 tickets to ride. One thing you do notice that you are now here in Kenya as a ex-British colony, or still kind of British colony, is that life is still very, very segregated. There are sort of whites-only areas, blacks-only areas, and with sort of Middle Eastern people and Asian people sort of occupying sort of like a middle level in society, which is quite unfortunate. And the train is no different. There are 3 different cars for people of different racial and socioeconomic status. You guys are obviously in the nicest car, being a group of Anglo-Saxon people, to put it nicely. And there's also a dining car, which is available to you to use. So you all get in comfortably for the journey into Nairobi, and the train takes off. So, as you pass into the Kenyan countryside, it is going to be quite a while. Let me randomly determine. Okay. So, after you climb out of a narrow coastal belt of open forest and dense bush, you see the plains of Africa. The temperature is hot, but less humid than it is near the coast. You see sort of small farms dotted along the countryside, and you see, as you get further down into the open country, there's more exotic life. You might see elephants, giraffes, maybe a few rhinos, herds of different herbivores, and so on, as you sort of climb through different phases of the journey. It's a fairly gentle, rolling landscape, occasionally broken up by ravines and canyons, dry grass spreading across lots of the countryside. And you see very interesting, they're called Baobab trees, which are sort of like those very thick, burly, bulbous African trees. Baobab, if you would like to search up what they look like, if you can't sort of think of them. They're the ones with like the very small canopy, but thick trunks.
I think so.
And that is sort of what the landscape is like as you climb into the Kenyan countryside. What would you like to do while you're on the train?
Do you guys play dice or card games? How do you pass the time?
Yeah, I mean, And play some cards occasionally.
Well, it seems like we'll be stuck here for a while. Do you want to put some money on a game?
I thought you didn't
Bennett,
have any money.
Bennett, you naughty boy. What is it that you're going to put on the table for us, huh, Bennett? What do you have to offer when you have nothing?
Well, I spent all the money that Mr. Richard gave me, but I do have a little bit left.
What did you spend it on?
I had to grease palms. I had to work the people. I wanted to get the very best knowledge I could. I want nothing but to impress you guys. You guys seem like a very capable group and good people to know.
Bennett,
Benny,
are you
Benny, I'm just fucking with you. I don't give a shit, man.
are you hungry, Bennett? Bennett, are you hungry? Do you have a rumbly tumbly, Bennett?
Well, I would not describe my stomach that way, but I have not eaten for a few hours.
Well, just so you know, this train ticket that I bought you with my infinite money, or sorry, something like that, something that I said, also comes with dining, and you can just eat to your heart's content, my friend. So maybe put away your dreams of taking money from us in a game of dice, and just enjoy the delicious food that you get from us.
I was just trying to pass the time, but that is a good suggestion. Perhaps
Dude,
I will.
I'll play dice. I'll play dice. I'm just not betting money against you when you have $0. You know, it just kind of sounds like.
Does
the
that
types
not
of
make
bets
it
that
interesting?
Peyton tries to
No,
make
there's
to
no
me.
passion in a game with no money on the line. But
Okay, Bennett, well,
that is just one man's opinion. I know you are a
if
man
that's
of
how you
stories.
feel, then you get your money, and then we'll talk, big boy. How's that sound?
Very, very, very well, Mr. Dodge. And I'm gonna kind of abruptly get up and go to the dining car.
Clyde, am I coming down a little too hard on Betty here?
I mean, you seem to be pretty friendly. You know, you're a very friendly guy, but you definitely feel like you're stepping it up a notch.
He just wants my money, and I feel like we're giving him the gift of adventure, and he still has his palms out. You know.
Everybody, you know, that's a world. Yes, and everybody wants money. You know, you search the world for adventures to write about in your stories for money. You know, I did what I did for money.
And what is it that you did exactly, Clyde? I feel like we don't talk about it enough.
Yeah, let's just say all these adventures, all these dead people. It's not new to me.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just gonna grab my notebook. Can you write that down? I just wanna quote that for later. Can I quote that later, potentially in a publication down the line?
In a fictional book, I don't know what you're talking about. It's all
Yeah,
off the
yeah.
record.
Well, I mean, it's in the title. You know, you won't believe what happened down there, and I don't think the readers will necessarily believe that you did this for real. But we can just keep that between you and me, old buddy, old pal.
So when Bennett interpreted what Harrison said as that everything that I can eat as much as I want on his tab, so I'm gonna consume, I'm gonna feast, I'm gonna drink, and I'm not gonna worry about it.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, the ticket does include like a dining option, like a meal is served during the trip, so that's fine. But yeah, you can definitely like start drinking the top shelf stuff on Harrison's dime.
That's what I'm
if
gonna
you
do.
want to.
That's what I'm gonna
All
do.
right, perfect. Okay. As you continue the region, one other interesting thing about the journey is you can see Mount Kilimanjaro to the south, as you are passing through the African countryside.
Wow, look at the way Kilimanjaro rises like Olympus above the Serengeti. I'm gonna write that down.
What?
Kind of walked right into that one.
What? Wait, Clyde. That's the first time you've ever heard those words said like that. That is good to know. I will be hitting the copyright office tomorrow.
In Kenya.
Yeah, that's right. Dude, Nairobi, Kenya is the headquarters of the International Copyright Association, established in 1908. Okay, read a book.
It's nothing that 100 men or more could ever do. So, are you guys going to do anything else to pass the time?
Play some card games. I'd like to kind of meet up with Bennett at some point and kind of poke and prod to his history and what ship he worked on and how he got to be in Kenya and just trying to learn a little bit more about him.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. If you join him in the dining car, you can definitely grill him about his life experiences. You can see that a very nice bottle of champagne is brought to the table, and Bennett pours himself a large glass.
Mr. Clyde, please join me.
Yeah, all right.
Hey,
Get another one of
that
those?
champagne looks pretty good. Did you bring me a glass?
No, Mr. Dodge, you are more than happy to have a class as you're paying for it.
You know, you're clever, Bennett. You're a clever guy. You know what? We'll play some dice later, and if you win, I'll buy you a whole nother bottle of that champagne right out of my pocket.
Oh, Mr. Dodge, that would be quite excellent. Thank you.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Luckily for you, Harrison, this is 1925, and wine prices aren't exorbitant like they are nowadays. So it's a nice bottle of champagne, but you're not going bankrupt for
Yeah.
buying it.
Also, because I'm gonna make sure that the receipt looks like it says that it was bought on a train, and that way I'll be able to expense it to the Elias
Jesse Hughes Fund.
Jesse Hughes Fund. Yeah,
Hey, that's fine by me.
yeah. It's a travel expense after all.
Absolutely, it's tax write-off. All right. Is there anything you'd like to ask Bennett while you have him here in the dining car?
Yeah, after a couple of drinks, and then I don't know, maybe we're playing games while in the dining car and while munching on some food. It's like, so what ship did you used to work on?
The ship?
Yeah, what was its name?
The Percy Jackson.
I'm sorry. I was out for like a second, and I heard Percy Jackson out of context, and I just want to know more.
Clyde was just asking me about the ship I worked on.
Interesting. Wow. You know, I met Percy Jackson once.
Yeah.
There's an actual man.
Hang on. I'm gonna need to roll for some sort of deception here.
Make a fast talk roll.
Fast talk. Great. I've been practicing my fast talk. 1 sec. Sorry, I actually haven't taken out my dice yet.
I see.
Right, talk amongst yourselves. Just
But
be ready to smoke.
my father, he was a little bit about the Hanovers. We're from Portsmouth, New Hampshire, shipping town. So my father had always worked on the ships, moving stuff, turned him into a herd man, and I'd always wanted to be just like him. So I did the exact same thing. I've been to a great many places as a result, but as I mentioned, I accidentally did not make it on the boat before I left.
Yeah. Yeah, you said you were drinking, right?
Yes, so slept in after a mighty night of drinking.
So there's like an insight check in this.
It's psychology.
You know, Percy Jackson was quite the drinker as well.
I mean, I'll try, but that's fucking. I'm fucking up to make this.
Some people called him Peter Jackson, but I knew him as Percy, and he was a real great man. Bennett, great man.
Yeah,
he once tried to name the ship that you are part of the crew. He tried to name it the Harrison Dodge, and I talked him out of it because I thought that the Percy Jackson was a much better name. I failed my fast talk roll, by the way.
Okay.
I also definitely failed my psychology.
All right, so you guys are all like lying to one another. Bennett, you can kind of tell that Harrison Dodge is pulling your leg as to this mythical figure named Percy Jackson. Doesn't know this man. Doesn't even know if it is a real man. But nobody seems to have picked up on your little fib.
Well, Mr. Dodge, you're very, very well traveled man, clearly.
Thank you for saying that.
But yes, I was abandoned here in Kenya about a month ago, and I've just been trying to get back to my home.
Well, surely the company that you work for would have had a representative, right? That you could have talked to and get on another ship, maybe.
Well, I don't think they have an office, if that's what you're saying. I have no way of getting back to the best of my knowledge, but perhaps there's a way I could. My first reaction has been trying to find other Americans to hopefully at least take me back to the country so I can make my way back to my home.
Well, you know,
And that's
some doors close so that others may open, Bennett. Just keep that in mind.
To get those doors looked at.
Yeah.
all right. I'm done. I don't need to do anything else.
All right. So as you guys continue talking into the night, you've been traveling for a good length of time. The sun sort of begins to set. It's not quite night, but it is getting a little bit darker outside. And as the train pumps on into the night, you all see an odd blue glow from outside the dining car window.
What the fuck is that?
Do you guys
Do you all see that?
Uh,
Yes. What is? Do you see a silhouette or anything like there? Like, where's that glow coming from?
Is there a flashlight?
Some flashlight.
Is it making a sound at all? Do we hear anything other than the train?
At the moment, no.
Are there other
How-
people in the train with us? Is anyone else reacting to this thing?
At the moment, no. Most of the wait staff is kind of moved out of the way, and you guys are basically alone in the dining car at the moment. Your companions are asleep in their compartments at the back of the train, and it's really just the three of you in this car right now. The blue glow begins to get brighter.
Oh,
I'm gonna get up and just like go behind the bar and like I'm not gonna duck down, but I'm just gonna like kind of get ready.
Gotcha.
How close are we to our destination at this point?
You
10 hours.
I'd say you guys have been traveling for 8-ish hours, maybe. So yeah, you probably have anywhere between like probably 7 to 10 hours left.
Does it feel like if the train were to keep moving, we would pass the glow, or is the glow like across the whole horizon right now?
Make a spot hidden check for me,
Okay, stand by.
Harrison.
Sorry, I dropped my dice. I gotta do that again. 1 sec.
While he's looking around, I'm just gonna from behind. Like again, I'm not like crouching behind the bar, but I'm kind of like kneeling, not kneeling, but like leaning on the bar, ready to drop down behind cover, and like, hey, yeah, Bennett, you got any fighting experience?
I've been in a brawl or two, but I've never seen anything like this.
You got any military or you shooting guns on the farm or anything like that?
Oh, nothing like that.
Okay, well,
I'm gonna start doing
just
some
curious.
Hail Marys. I'm gonna thinking this may be some sort of religious thing.
Harrison.
I succeeded. My spot hidden.
You look up to the horizon, up to the sky, Harrison. And you've seen something like this before.
How recently?
A couple days ago, you saw an eerie glow like this come out of the sky.
Was it late at night as I was on a shift watching for danger as all my friends slept in a nice hotel?
No, it was the night before that, when something very odd and very bright and very warm fell from the sky. And you see this blue streak come down from the heavens and impact next to the train and throw dust into the sky. As you're pushing your hands up to the window of the train, you feel it get hot and you have to pull your hands away instinctually. You see some of the metal holding the window begin to buckle inwards slightly. As there is a bright blue fire vampire currently burning the dining car.
What?
It landed beside the train, right? So we're still moving, and it landed, and we're still.
It landed, moving. But they fly, and as the impact settles, it begins going alongside the train car. Fire spread it. Sorry.
Equal speed.
Oh yeah, these bitches are fast. So.
Is it okay for us to go wake up our other companions just so we don't have to try and fight this thing, just the three of us?
I look behind the bar. Does the bar have any sort of gun underneath it?
Any sort of gun?
Yeah.
Nope, no guns.
Cool. But our guns are in our like rooms, right?
I got mine.
I mean, you guys carry handguns, presumably.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but this kind of does feel a bit like a shotgun type situation, I have to say.
So first off, Bennett, I'm gonna need a sanity check from you. As the dust settles, you see a creature beyond your wildest reckonings. It's like a biblical angel of demonic proportion has just fallen from the sky and has begun engulfing the train in flames.
And I want to roll below?
You want to roll below.
Okay, I succeeded then.
You succeeded. Not phased for whatever reason. This thing is unlike anything you've ever seen. It's one large bulbous body that burns with an intense blue flame, almost like some sort of alien jellyfish.
My God, what in the hell is that?
Yeah, welcome to the team.
Conversation at the bar. Didn't think you'd get to see it firsthand. Do you think I'm a liar now?
I thought that was a story.
Some stories end up being real, big boy. Now get ready for a fight.
I'm gonna flee.
First off, you have like a dexterity of 45, don't you, Bennett?
Yeah, 45.
All right.
Dang, same. Welcome to the fucking going last club.
Yeah.
Can't relate.
All right. Harrison, you have a dex of like 70 or something. If
That's
I remember
right.
Correctly.
You hit the nail on the head.
Excellent. Fucking fire vampire stat table. There we go. $70 is Harrison. Clyde and Bennett, you guys share an initiative. So both of you roll a D100 for me and tell me who wins, unless you would like one or the other to go first.
Are we trying to get a higher number or lower number?
You want to get lower. Lower means you go first.
I got an 83.
Yeah, 56.
All right.
I mean, for all we know, Richard conjured up this thing in his fucking spare time because he's a goddamn fucking psychopath.
It's got a random encounter.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting this to pop out of the tall grass. That's for sure.
In fact, you do see some of the grass alongside the train begins to ignite, and you are currently leaving a trail of fire across the desert. All right, so the fire vampire has a dexterity of 80. It is going first.
Get fucked.
As you guys climb across the aisle to get to the other side, it flies up and over the top of the train and begins igniting a streak of the wood and metal above the dining car. You can see some of the wood parts of the dining car are set alight, and some of the metal pieces are beginning to buckle, and rivets are popping out and hitting the floor and the other sides of the car, like BB gun shells or whatever. I'm not going to say bullets because then that would become a hazard in its own right, and you guys have enough shit to deal with.
Yeah, no kidding.
All right.
Okay.
I'm going to get you all to roll luck for me. That's going to determine who is going to get hit by the fire vampire's initial attack.
Great. Can't wait.
Man, I used so much of my luck back in these last couple of sessions.
I failed.
Yeah, I definitely didn't think I needed it anymore, so...
I also failed.
I guess I should have said D100 and the highest roll. So who got the highest?
I got 58.
I got 50.
I rolled 43.
43. Clyde, the fire vampire presses up to the window that you are like hiding against next to the bar. You see like a bottle of whiskey ignite, and like the cork pops out and begins burning like a Molotov cocktail without the cloth. I need you to make a Constitution roll. I'm assuming I hit this, which I probably will. Or I mean, this is technically a melee roll, so you can fight back or dodge if you want to.
Fight the fire.
But I still get to make a Constitution regardless.
You get to make the Constitution roll if it hits you. It rolled a 35, which is a hard success for it.
So I can try to dodge, and then if I fail, regardless, I still have to make the con roll.
Yes.
Oh,
That's some timing.
option C.
My Discord just didn't.
Great timing.
That's fine.
That is great timing, isn't it? I don't know why it does that. Reply to chat. The fuck are all these options here? Go away. Cancel. Go. Christ. Okay, yeah, I'll try to dodge. Sure, fuck it. Or dodge or fight back, eh? What's my fight back skill?
It's your choice.
What is it? Melee brawl is my
It's fighting brawl.
fighting brawl.
But remember, you saw this thing consume an ancient artifact a couple
I
days
don't
ago.
really want to fight it, so I'll try to dodge, which is half my dex.
You itch my toe.
Sorry, my bad. I unmuted at the wrong time, and everyone just heard you talk about your toe.
I thought you were
Anyways,
watching porn or something.
That's
You have to itch your girlfriend's toe though, Matt.
that's the real demon.
That's true.
yeah, I got a lot going on right now.
Oh man, this is such a fucking shot in the dark here. Oh no, it failed the dodge roll, so I guess I'll roll my Constitution now.
Please do.
Oh, and I dropped my dice. Hold on, stand by. I succeed on my Constitution.
Excellent. You succeed on the Constitution roll, which means you only take half damage from the fire I'm about to roll.
Yay!
That's probably gonna matter.
Good thing, because I just rolled a 6. So I just rolled 8 on the fire damage. Your con roll reduces that to 4. Clyde, blue flames start licking through the window. The window smashes from the sheer heat that this thing is putting off. you grimace from the shards of glass as blue flame begins to consume your clothing. 4 points of fire damage. In the same attack, the fire vampire also can steal magic points from you. So please make a power roll for me.
Great, man. So okay, so just to clarify, like 4 damage total, not 4
Yes.
fire and 3.
You take 4 points of damage.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's my new health total. Power roll.
Yes, the fire vampire succeeded on its power roll.
I failed on mine.
So you also lose 4 magic points.
Ooh.
Not permanently. Remember, magic points come back on a rest. It doesn't matter because no one uses magic except Richard.
Yeah.
And he uses them to summon fire vampires. So
This was all Richard the whole time. He's upset that I gave $50 away.
all right. There are blue flames licking into the inside of the dining car. Harrison, it is your turn.
I am gonna. Oh my god. I would like to run to the sleeping the chambers and wake up our companions.
Okay, so you're going to
Is that okay?
You're going to use your turn to flee combat.
I hate to say it, but yes.
Okay. Harrison is removed from combat. He is going to flee to the sleeping cars to go and get everyone else. Clyde, it is your turn.
Is there a fire extinguisher behind the bar?
That's what I was going to look for.
No fire extinguishers, but there are like emergency buckets of water and things like that, and lots of, because fires do happen. Fire extinguishers weren't exactly common at this point in time, especially on a train in the middle of Kenya. So what there's buckets full of sand for putting out fires, for smothering fires, and also buckets of water. And the train does have plumbing to an extent. Janky 1920s plumbing, but plumbing does exist.
1818 was when the first fire extinguisher was invented. We've
Googled this.
I was gonna say that's
a
not
few
the
times
first time
actually.
we've looked this up.
No, I forget though. I'm bad.
It does feel like the type of thing that would have been invented about 100 years later than it actually was.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Man.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, can I like dump a bucket of water on my head and then run as well, or is that too many things all at once?
You can dump a bucket of water on your head as a free action while you're leaving.
Okay.
You can stop, drop, and roll away. You can drop and roll away.
Nah, I want to dump the water and then run after Harrison.
Okay.
All right. So you dunk a bucket of water on top of you and extinguish the flames. You are also going to flee to the sleeping car?
Yep.
Perfect. Okay. Clyde, you have also left combat. Bennett, it is your turn.
Yeah, I'm also gonna flee.
Okay. Bennett, you flee following your two new companions into the furthermost sleeping car. You can see Harrison shuffling through the rooms, getting people up. You see Richard wipe the sleep away from his eyes, and Peyton poke her head out of her compartment and say, "Lordy me, what's going on?"
Nothing good.
There's a demon or something.
Yeah. It's outside. Also, Bennett. This is Peyton. Bennett, Richard, Bennett, Pip. Yeah.
They've all met each other.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, and it's a fire vampire like the one Richard summoned, but it's blue and it lit Clyde on fire.
You've seen these before?
Yeah, not all stories are fairy tales, my boy.
My God.
On the same side of the train that you guys just were attacked by, you see an eerie blue glow come down and is now very close to where you're all standing. You see the light from it peeking in through the passenger windows. As this is happening, on the other side of the train, you see a bright orange glow.
Oh my god.
As a few moments later, bam, sand rattles again. And there is a fire vampire of a different color, much more alike to the one that Richard summoned a few days ago on the opposite side of the train. And you now have 2 fire vampires sitting outside of your door. And that's where we're going. That's where we're going to pick up next time. Because I cannot make all 3 of you fight 2 fire vampires.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm really sad that you said that because that deconfirms my theory of ultimate fire vampire.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Championship. Let's go, fire vampire who's not trying to kill us.
So
Godzilla moment.
you don't get a single moment to rest. You have to deal with lots of monstrosities from here on out.
Well, this is the mid-late game difficulty spike. You know, you
Yeah.
love to see it.
Well,
This is like level 2 of Mickey Mouse Capade.
We also basically met the Dark Pharaoh and told him to go fuck himself. So.
Yeah. I mean, it is really cool that the fire vampires are summoned by like meteors coming out of the sky. I think that's sick as fuck. But like, I kind of didn't want to experience it this intimately, you know.
Relatable.
Understandably so.
Or I like them better when they're on our side.
Yes. Yes, it makes sense. So, if there's nothing else you guys want to do before we pick up next time, we will see you all in 2 weeks on October 14th for a spooky Halloween episode of Masks of Nyarlathotep. Hopefully we have a few more people here to help fight fire with fire.
Yeah, I'm hoping so, because that will actually likely be my last session of the campaign, one way or the other.
Oh, that's so sad. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I know. It's sad. It sucks when you realize.
You're not going to get up at like 3 a.m. to play the game with
Well,
us?
you know, I wouldn't discount the possibility. Like, you know, I'm no stranger to staying up till 2 a.m., but the problem is that the session would start at 2 a.m. So, you know, we'll have to see. We'll have to see what I'm willing to put myself through. You never know. I might work a job that requires me to get up early AF, and I might just do that. I wouldn't discount the possibility, but we'll have to see how it goes.
Right. Yeah, I guess I didn't realize it was coming up that quickly. I guess we'll have to figure out what we're gonna do in that case. If you can't, obviously if you can't continue to be in the campaign, you can't continue to be in the campaign. It's no sweat. I'll miss you terribly, but you know we can still trudge forth. But I'm not going to just kill your character for convenience. I'll have to find a way to sort of write him out.
He just wants to get out of the fucking the pact we just made. I was just like, as we made that pact, I was thinking, oh man, I can't wait for a moment where either Harrison's going to save my life or I'm going to they're hanging off the edge of the cliff and pull me up. And, no, the money.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. You know, I don't hate the idea of being able to continue the campaign, even if it means staying up till 5 a.m. But we'll talk about it, Jack. Let me know if you need any information from me.
Absolutely. We'll figure out what works best for everyone, and if it turns out you can't continue on, we'll make it work with 5 people, or I do have 1 or 2 people in my head who could potentially fill the vacancy. So, anyways, as always, thank you all for watching. This has been another great episode of Masks of Nyarlathotep. We are live connection, sort of, and we will see you next time.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.
And we're off.